Hello everyone. So in today's session, we are going to learn about LDR sensor. So this is your LDR sensor, and by using this sensor, we are going to create an automatic light which will turn on automatically as we have dark condition or we have a dark area, and the light will automatically turn off as we turn on the lights, or like if we have a brighter room, like if we go inside a room and if I have shadow like this, so the light will be turned on, and if we have a bright area or like we have a sunlight, then it will be automatically turn off. So it is like an automatic light which depend upon the light intensity. So here if we talk about a sensor, if you see on the top, so this is your actual LDR, that is light dependent resistance. So according to the light intensity, the resistance will depend, like if we have a more value of light, the value of your resistance will, let's say it is 20. Now if you have less light, it will be change, like it will be not the same, it will be differ. So means it is changing according to the intensity of your light. If we see more in our sensor, you will find that we have this blue color box, that is your potentiometer, that is used to sense the intensity, like how much intensity will it can sense, as it is a digital sensor. That is, it can be like we have a light or we don't have a light, like that we have a dark area or we don't have a dark area, like that it can sense. So the sensing, let's say if I do like this, like here you can see that it is dark, so either it can see this much dark or like this one. So what is the intensity? So for that we can use this potentiometer. So I can rotate it for increasing and decreasing the potentiometer and sensitivity. Now, apart from that, you can see we have three pins. So apart from these three pins, we have the two pins for your power supply and one for output. If you see, look it closely, you will find that from here, the first pin that we have. So here the first pin that we have is your VCC. Then we have the ground, and then we have this output. So these are the three pins that we have. VCC and ground for powering the sensor on. Then we have the ground pin, sorry, the D0 pin or digital output pin for getting the output values. Apart from that, we have two LEDs. So these are your LEDs, which are your like power LED and your output LED. So when I turn it on by providing VCC and ground, the power LED will turn on, and when it senses, the output LED will turn on. So let's see the working of it, how we can use it. So for that, let me connect our sensor. So here I have connected the sensor directly, and vertically these are in different pinholes. Here you can see, so that they are not interconnected with each other. Now here we have to use a resistance. So here I am using the resistance of 220 ohm. So let me use a resistance. Start by giving our board a power supply, positive one. Then we have this negative supply, so it will power it up our breadboard. Now apart from that, what we want to do, let's say I want to give it not the first pin is your VCC. So as this is a sensor which work under, like electronic sensor mostly work under 5 volt, but we have a battery which have 9 to 12 volt. So it may harm or it may fuse our, or it may burst the sensor. So for that we are going to use a resistance which will limit the current. So let me use a resistance provided with the 5 VCC. So your positive pin using resistance to the 5 volt. Here you can see the first pin. Let me tear it a little bit. Now what we have to do, let's use some jumper wires and a resistance. Let's say I use this color resistance. So I want to turn this resistance on and off according to the light intensity. Okay, so let's start by providing it power or turning our sensor on. So for that, I have already provided the positive supply. Now I want to provide it with negative supply. So here you can see when I the one LED. Okay, here we have two LEDs turned on because In my room there is a load brightness. So if I like, here you can see, if I make the sensor dark, so only one LED is turned on, which is your power LED, and another one is your output LED, which detects like we have a dark or not. So currently we don't have a dark area because in my room there is light. So both of the LEDs are turned on. Now what I want to do, that for example when there is dark, like when I do like this, so it is like dark because only one single LED has been turned on. Okay, so when there is dark, then turn on this LED. So till now I have only used two pins, that is 5 volt, which is connected using the resistance, and this ground. Now I have to use the another one pin, that is your output pin. So let's use that. So connect to the output. Now let's say I have here two pins, that is your positive and ground. So I don't know what will be the value of this output. It can be 0 or it can be 1 depending on the condition. Okay. Now let's say I assume it that it is a positive. So positive to the positive pin and negative to the negative. Simple connection. Let's see. We are right on form. Okay. Currently it is not glowing. That's perfect. When oh, it is perfect. So like it is providing 1 when we put my like when there is dark, it gives us a value that is 1. You can see. So like okay, if I turn the brightness table down, you will see that automatically the bright LED has been turned off. Let me reduce the brightness. It also need more brightness to reduce again. Now here you can see LED has been turned on. Let me increase the brightness. Automatically the LED has been turned off. Turn on, turn off. So like that we can this is the automatic bright light controller. Okay. So that's it for today. See you in the next session.